Okay, so we're continuing with our topic on number bases, and now we want to proceed to the next stage. We want to see how we can go from other bases and then convert numbers in other bases to base 10. So how do you go from base 2, base 3, base 4, base 5, etc.? How do you go from those bases to get a number in base 10? For us to be able to do this, you need just a simple understanding of indices, or what some of you can refer to as powers. So if I have y to the power 1, that's the same as y to the power 2, that's the same as y times y to the power 3 is the same as y times y times y to the power 4 is equal to y times y times y times y. So we can see for y to the power 1, there's 1y. Y to the power 2, there's 2y's multiplying each other. Y to the power 3, there's 3y's multiplying each other. And then y to the power 4, there's 4y's multiplying each other. Another thing you need to know is that if I have y to the power 0, right, that gives me a 1. Any number raised to the power 0 gives you a result of 1. So for example, if I have 44, if I raise 44 to the power 0, my result should be 1. So whatever you raise to the power 0 should give you a result of 1. So now let's proceed to an example where we convert a number in base 2 to base 10. So for example, let's say we have 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, base 2. Right. We want to convert this number from base 2 to base 10. The first thing we can do is identify the 2's for each position. First of all, we have to label each position using a 2. So above every digit, I'll put a 2, right? For the first position here, is represented by 2 to the power 0. Second position, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4. So the powers increase as I go left, starting from 0 going upwards to wherever the number ends. So each of these positions is governed by a 2 to the power something, right? Starting with 2 to the power 0 going all the way to 2 to the power 4 for this number. Now this whole thing is equivalent to 1 times 2 to the power 4 plus 1 times 2 to the power 3 plus 0 times 2 to the power 2 plus 1 times 2 to the power 1 plus 1 times 2 to the power 0. So that's, this whole thing is equal to that. This is equal to 1 times 2 to the power 4 plus 1 times 2 to the power 3 plus 0 times 2 to the power 2 plus 1 times 2 to the power 1 plus 1 times 2 to the power 0. So 2 to the power 4 is the same as 16. 2 to the power 3 is 2 times 2 times 2, which is the same as 8. 2 to the power 2 is the same as 4. 2 to the power 1 is just a 2. And then 2 to the power 0. Any number to the power 0 gives you a 1. 1 times 16 gives you 16. 1 times 8, 8. 0 times 4, 0. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 1 gives you a 1. Add this up. What do I get? I get 16 plus 8, 24. 24 plus 2, 26 plus 1, 27. This number is now in base 10. So that's how we go from base 2 to base 10. So let's try using base 5. Okay, let's have a number in base 5. So for example, 1, 4, 3, 2, base 5. So remember when we had our number in base 2, each position was governed by a 2 to the power something. This time we have base 5. So each position is governed by 5's. Okay, so if it's base 5, you use 5's. If it's base 3, you use 3's. If it's base 4, you use 4's, and so on and so forth. Again, we put powers to these 5's, starting with power 0, power 1, power 2, power 3. Okay, now this whole thing here is equal to 1 times 5 to the power 3 plus 4 times 5 to the power 2 plus 3 times 5 to the power 1 plus 2 times 5 to the power 0. So this will be equal to 1 times 5 to the power 3 plus 4 times 5 to the power 2 plus 3 times 5 to the power 1 plus 2 times 5 to the power 0. So this is going to be equal to 1 times 5 to the power 3 is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125, plus 4 times 5 to the power 2 is 25, and 3 times 5, because 5 to the power 1 is 5, and then 2 times 1, because 5 to the power 0 is 1, any number to the power 0 is 1. 1 times 125, that's 125. 4 times 25, that's 100. 3 times 5, that's 15. 2 times 1, that's 2. Add this up, I'll get 125 plus 100, that's 225 plus 15, that's 240, get a 2 there. So it's 242. This is your answer in base 10. So that's how you convert from other bases to base 10. Now, as usual, you get the questions to go along with this demonstration.